My name is Blakeney. I'm Firefighter 3. I got my start, I guess you could say, in public safety with the county back in 1996. Back in 1993. I hired on with the Animal Control Division. I was there approximately three and a half years. In November of '96, I was sworn in as a police officer. Went through the academy there, served several different locations with the police department, several precincts, and over at Special Operations on the STEP unit. There came a time where it was time for me to move on. I wanted something different. So knowing what I knew and who I knew at the fire department, I decided that let's give it a whirl. Been here since January of 2010. Have worked at several different stations throughout. Got my start at Station 21 as a probationary firefighter. Moved from there to Station 26, then down to Station 19, where I did 6 weeks there before I was diagnosed with cancer. I started chemo, had 9 months of chemo, was on a 7-week cycle, 6-week cycle basically, 3 days up initially, and then a day about halfway through, and then week 7 started that same cycle for 9 months. My time at the hospital was amazing. So from the day that the morning we checked in, my wife was there. My mother had come in town from out west, and the support that more so for my wife that day was amazing. Apparently the waiting room, obviously I wasn't there, but apparently the waiting room was filled with folks. My diagnosis initially, those first words, it was kind of like my world was closing in on me. Next morning I woke up and I thought to myself, hey, why worry about something you have absolutely no control over? Words that in my faith, God tells me that worry not, because He has all things in hand, right? So for that, for Him to be in my life is really, really a blessing for me. Was truly a blessing during that time. It's easy to lean on Him when you're on the mountaintop. It's really hard, and you ask why and things of that nature. And fortunately for me, with my faith, that was never a question. 8 years ago, me and several other firefighters had gone to the St. Baldrick's Head Shave event in Sandy Springs. After that event, we thought, hey, we can bring this to Cobb County and have our own event. St. Baldrick's, for some that do or some that don't know, is a childhood cancer research foundation that raises most of their funds through these head shave events. Approximately 74% of what's raised through those head shave events is actually put towards cancer research. For anybody that might be fighting the battle against cancer or anything in their life, don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to seek help and comfort from friends around you. If you've got faith that you depend on that faith. Because without God in my life, it would have been a much harder struggle for me. He provides, puts us in situations. People are like, well, why does He put me in that situation? Well, it's those situations are what makes your faith strong. And I fully believe you got to lean on your faith to be able to get through things.